You know who it is. That's right. TD is back, and I'm fired up today on this Thursday morning. Why? Because it's Q&A Thursday. Huge shout out to all of our fire-breathing dragons today. Over the last few weeks, you've peppered me in my DM with different questions that I could use for the podcast. And today, I'm going to use about 6 of them. I'm going to put the stopwatch for about 20 minutes, get through 5 or 6 questions that have come in from the field in many different topics, including fear, doubt, nutrition, best workouts, some of my retreats and events that I've got coming up. So it's really gonna span the whole horizon here. But I just want to shout out all of our special people around the world who are continuing to fight for everything they believe in. I talk about GSD all the time. I'm leading this God-Sized Dreams program right now for my Mastermind group, and we're spreading it inside of fitness studios and clubs right now to go deep inside of your own purpose, your own dream for what you want to do to create maximum impact in your life and in the lives of other people who you touch. I just want to remind you this. It all starts with you. We must all be taking extraordinary personal care of ourselves right now. As the fourth quarter rapidly approaches, October 1st, when it officially Q4 is here, I want to make sure that you are amping and ramping up your personal care. What does that mean? How are you working out? What are you doing? How are you taking care of your recovery, your mindset, your nutrition? Whatever those habits that we need to clean up, let's clean them up now. Let's not wait till October 1st. Let's do it today, Thursday, September 17th. And we say, you know what, man, while this episode's going on, I want you to think long and hard of what do you need to do for your own habits. I don't know, part of what I'm doing in the mornings is my quiet time is dialed in. You got to have the quiet time. These podcasts, hopefully you're listening in the morning or in your drive or in your commute when you can get your mind right, because these are designed to get your mind right. When it comes to nutrition, cutting back on that sugar. The sugar is going to make you soft. I talk about the sugar's the devil all the time, right? Is making sure you cut down on the sugar. And whatever that means, whether that be pastas, alcohol, simple sugars, I want to make sure that you're dialed in with your nutrition and your supplement routine right now so that you can be clear, you can be focused. And that as you dive into your dream, whatever your GSD is, whatever that God-sized dream is for you, that you are crystal clear on the directions that you need to go. As a matter of fact, some of the questions today deal with that. Deal with doubt and fear and dreams and different aspects. So I just want to remind you how special you are. And some of you are tired right now, is to take this time and to breathe and to be grateful for breath. Be grateful for the fact that you have breath right now as you're listening in, and maybe you're working out, maybe you're working, maybe you're driving, whatever it is. I want you to take 3 really big, deep breaths in right now as I say thank you to you for being here, for listening. And let's make sure today that you win the day. That's all I want you to do. You can always go back and listen to some of our previous episodes, but today is going to be a winning day. Declare it a winning day today. All right, you got it? There you go. My friends, today is a Q&A episode. So let's have some fun today. Let's rapid fire these questions. And without further ado, let's get rocking and rolling. All right, the first question goes to Rebecca Garrity Pinto. And she asks, do you ever experience self-doubt, Todd? If so, how do you get past it? Great question, Rebecca. You're talking to the Mind Right Maniac, right? The answer is absolutely yes. Yes, I do. There are times I experience self-doubt. And let me explain this. I believe all of us have an internal dialogue. It's going on all day long. Right? We talk about this in my book, Get Your Mind Right, that you have like 80,000 thoughts a day, and up to 60,000 thoughts of those can be negative. But let's talk about doubt specifically. Like, do you ever have these thoughts in your internal dialogue? Should I do it? Should I not do it? What's next? How does this play into the big picture? Does this feel right? Is this hasty? Why do I want this so bad? I mean, the internal dialogue, that internal voice inside all of us, I think is apparent throughout the day. And that's why I always talk about get your mind right, get your mind right. Yes, of course I have self-doubt sometimes, but there's things that I do to combat the doubt so I don't get absorbed in doubt, but that I can actually counter that with some confidence and with how I overcome that doubt. There's a few things. Number one, you've got to talk to either confidants or mentors or people who understand you. So if you're making a big decision, or even a small decision, but let's say a big decision, you've got to talk to people who understand you and the way you talk, how you talk and how you tick and what makes you you. The second thing after you talk to those people is you got to create a plan. So when you have self-doubt, what are you doubting? Is it your ability? Is it your self-limiting belief? Right? Is it the belief in that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not old enough, or you're too young? Whatever the head trash is what is that? You've got to create a plan. You've got to create a plan. So what's the plan for you to attain what you believe that you want to do? Because when you have a plan, you're more likely to follow that plan and have guidance by that plan. And let me clarify this. I think it's really important that you realize when you're making a decision, and even many of you right now as you're listening in are thinking about big decisions, just realize this. The grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence. Just because you're making a big decision doesn't mean, a lot of times you see the other side and you think it's greener on the other side. I believe when you're making those decisions, you've got to really understand that nothing is so perfect that, oh man, there's it's all peaches and cream on the other side. I think that you've got to trust your gut. You've got to really seek out your gut. You've got to understand, why do you want that? And to me, that's why purpose, when we seek purpose, when we tap in those whispers and we seek purpose, that's important. And then lastly, I'll say this, is if you're facing doubt, if you're facing fear, if you're facing anxiety, make a darn decision and go with it. And if it's where you're supposed to be now, stick with it and don't be a fence straddler and be all into what you're doing. There's nothing worse than straddling for months upon months upon months upon months. Now I get it. Right now, this crazy time that you're in, right? All of us across the world are in. There's some uncertainty. There's some fear. There's some doubt. But I ask this of you today, is that you be all into where you're at. Be where your feet are at. And if you decide that you're going to make some change, then darn it, make that change and go after it. And surround yourself with people that are going to lift you up and hold you up, and have mentors and confidants and colleagues and cohorts that are going to be your cheerleader on that. So to answer your question, yes. But what I always say is don't live in doubt. Don't live in fear. Don't live in anxiety, right? Use that as high octane, as fuel to help you get to where you want to go, and ultimately what God's purpose is for you as well. So Rebecca, great question there. Next up, Andrea Farrington 3 on IG. Andrea Farrington 3 on the IG. She asks, will you be doing a Get Your Mind Right retreat? I've got my friend talked into it if you do. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate talking your friend into the Mind Right Maniac retreat that you're talking about. So to answer your question, yes, kind of, not really. Here's what I'm talking about. Normally, I believe you're talking about the 3.5-day mentorship that we used to have, and it was a large live event. We're not having that live event anytime soon, but I am going to be having smaller, more intimate, and exclusive live events. Starting in October for my Mastermind, we have live events with just up to 20 people. We're going to be keeping social distancing. I believe people need some live events right now, but very small, very exclusive on that. Come the beginning of 2021, radar, be on the alert. We are going to be having some smaller, more exclusive, and yes, live events. So I'm in the process now of framing those up, but they will all be Mind Right Maniac, Get Your Mind Right retreats coming up. So stay tuned, Andrea. I appreciate you asking that question. Along with Michelle Davis. Love this question right here. Hey, Todd, who do I beg to get another season of Strong? My husband and I watched it last night on Netflix. Fantastic. We want more. I started your podcast on my run. Great content. Keep motivating, please. Michelle Davis, thank you very much. To answer your question, I don't know that answer. It's been a few years since we filmed Strong. It's now airing on Netflix. If you're new to the show, check it out on Netflix. It's called Strong. 10 trainers were paired with 10 female contestants where we competed. And I won't tell you the outcome if you did not watch. I'm just going to say watch all the way through. Don't stop after episode 3 or 4. Just keep watching. But hey, Michelle, if you know someone up at NBC or CBS, then certainly let them know that we are ready to rock and roll with season 2 of Strong. But watch it on Netflix now. Thank you for the question right there. All right, JD, Daredevil Josh, loving the IG names. Hey, TD, just want to say I'm a huge fan. Your outlook has really lifted my own spirits in my life. I'm currently reading Get Your Mind Right. As someone who works out but doesn't eat properly, what are some ways to make better choices with the food? Food's always been an issue for me with emotional eating or just not eating at all. Help with 3 exclamation points. You know it's serious when there's 3 exclamation points. Daredevil Josh, loving the IG name, and welcome to the podcast show. Choices. When it comes to nutrition, I think all of us can attest right now with nutrition that it's harder than ever before. If I could give you one advice on how to make better choices when it comes to food. Now listen up. Let me have your attention as you're out for your walk, your jog, your run. The way you make sure you make better choices is that you train harder and work out more frequently. Wait, you're scratching your head like, wait a second, what do you mean by that? Because here's the deal. Whenever you're working out and you're training, guess what you want to do? You want to eat healthier, right? So when you're actually working out and training and you feel better and you're seeing some improvements in the weight room, then guess what? You're more apt to eat better. So it starts with your training. That's why I always say train hard, eat right, live inspired. You train hard. Number 2, when it comes to shopping, only bring the good stuff into the house. So the shopping is really important. Remember, when you're going shopping, stick to the perimeters of the stores. So the stores, most of them are very smart. They have they put all the junk food at eye level, and they're down the aisle, so you see it and you put it in the cart. Nope, stick to the aisle, stick to the perimeters of the stores, and you're more likely to put good food into your cart, right? And then when it comes on a daily basis, eat more frequently. I say it all the time. Just make sure you're eating every 3 or 4 hours. So if you're going more than 4 hours without eating, you're probably going to get hungry, and you're more likely to start eating the chocolate-covered almonds. The chocolate-covered almonds. They shouldn't be in the house, but Melanie keeps bringing them back in the house. And I don't know. The dialogue is continuing back and forth. But do eat foods that are going to fill you up. Nuts, almonds, ideally not with chocolate on them, but have fun. Nuts, fruit are all great choices. Even, they have this bitchin sauce. Have you ever had bitchin sauce? Oh my goodness. You put some of that bitchin sauce on some rice cakes. Oh, that's a great snack right there. And then don't forget about the protein shakes. I talk about it all the time, but I love some back to the chocolate covered almonds, chocolate almond milk with 2 scoops of protein. Why? Because protein satiates your appetite. So if you're craving sugars, go back, get some more protein in your diet. I like 1 gram per pound of body weight, at minimum 0.7 grams per pound. But if you're training hard and you're hitting the iron on that stuff, I'm up to 1 gram per pound of body weight on the protein. And when you do that, it's just going to come down to, I could say willpower, but typically if you're starving and you're emotional and you're stressed out, you're going to go to the cabinets and you're going to start having the conversations with those almonds. So if they're not chocolate-covered almonds, go for it. But if they are, man, that's going to be a long conversation, and you may end up losing that discussion. So make sure you're smart on that as well. And, hey, this one, Iron Bird Fitness. Now, this is twofold. She asks, what should we be most focused on if you're a fitness professional at this time? And where can I go to find the podcast? So if you listen to the podcast, thank you. Please share it, because some people don't know how to find it. So if you don't know how to find it, you can go to Spotify, you can go to iTunes, anywhere that you listen to the podcast. The Todd Durkin Impact Show is here. But please share this episode so that people can find it. But I'm going to answer the Iron Bird Fitness. I love that IG in 2 ways. By the way, when I took your questions a few weeks ago and asked for your questions, my answer to you, Ironbird Fitness, is different than today. Why? Because I just saw 2 days ago on Instagram that Ironbird Fitness, her house, she's up in the Fresno area. She actually lost her house in this creek fire. You know, out here in the West Coast, there's a lot of fires. And I just want to send my condolences because she lost her house along with hundreds of other people who've lost homes and possessions in the home. So my prayers are with you, Ironbird Fitness, on that, because when you asked a few weeks ago before the creek fire and all the other fires going on, what should we be most focused on? Guys, please lift her up and all of the people who are not only fighting COVID-19 pandemic still, but also out here on the left coast, we've got fires going on as well. But fit pros, trainers, coaches, the bottom line is this: there's a lot going on these days. And if there's one thing we can focus on, it's this: changing lives. How can we change someone's life right now? So for example, even a gal like Ironbird Fitness who asks on the IG that question, you have a hurting soul right now, right? So how do we go deep and really touch the spirit and soul of someone right now who's struggling, someone who's stressed, someone who has a lot of anxiety or angst right now, or feeling a little lost or depressed right now? I believe this. The other thing is, regardless of how much your business has been negatively impacted by everything going on, make sure, and whatever your occupation career is savor the relationships that are in your business right now and in your industry right now, and go deep on the relationships with those who you have relationships with. And then the last thing I'd say to that is, right now, I believe as we as trainers, coaches, fit pros, fitness enthusiasts, weekend warriors is, hey, in this new era, online branding is certainly taken a forefront in scaling our message out there. So I believe that as all of us develop our online presence, I think that's something that's more and more prevalent as well. So Ironbird Fitness, I appreciate your question a few weeks ago. I know my answer today to you is different than it would have been a few weeks ago, but for all the fit pros and coaches out there, keep changing lives, keep creating impact in everything that you do. And my last one today is from John Romano. John Romano asks, if I join your mastermind, do you provide a daily fitness and workout structure? I haven't exercised in 20 years. I don't know where to start or what routine to do. I'm in good shape, but not fit shape. Also, I think your mastermind course would affect my business in a positive way. Thoughts? Let me clarify something here, John, and all of our Mind Right Maniacs. The mastermind that I run is for fitness professionals. There is not a daily fitness and workout structure in the mastermind per se. That's really geared around growing one's business and leadership and marketing and growth of their own personal brand, as well as the training acumen as well. But there's not an actual workout structure. If you're a fitness professional, trainer, coach, and you want that, then the mastermind is the way to go. But coming up in October, I've got my next round of what I call Todd Durkin Impact Coaching. Impact Coaching is exactly what you're asking for, I believe, John. That's where I have I take my Impact Body Plan that I created over a decade ago, and it's now the 2020 version of a workout structure of how we get this in with limited equipment, or if you have a gym, doing that, along with the mindset, along with the daily positive mantras and mindsets that we have. That's all in part of my impact coaching program that I've developed. Matter of fact, if you're a coach or trainer, we are actually having a certification for impact coaching because that has grown like wildfire. And there's a lot of people who are doing impact coaching, and I need more coaches to help me facilitate that as well. But I am actually personally leading with Kelly Watson here starting up October the 18th, the next round of impact coaching. If you go to toddurkin.com/impact coaching, toddurkin.com/impact coaching, you could get all of the details that you may need. But John, I appreciate your question there. And that's how I bifurcate. Mastermind is for fit pros. Impact coaching is for fitness enthusiasts, weekend warriors, or entrepreneurs who want my program, who want to have a daily routine, who want to be of the mindset where I'm texting them on a regular basis of everything it takes to get to the next level. So my friends, there you have it. We've got several great questions that came in from the field. I want to say thank you for what you do. Thank you for the questions. I love the Q&As, the rapid fire, and keep them coming. Keep them coming. And if you do that, I will keep answering them. So go out there today, have an incredible day, get after it, and don't forget to train hard, eat right, live inspired, and go create some impact, baby. Hey, folks, one more thing. If you're a fitness professional or you're a coach, I have an opportunity for you. If you'd like to attend a very, very special event that I'll be keynoting, I'll be one of two keynotes, and there's 15 live presentations, and there's CEUs, and it's all coming up here the end of September, from September 30th through October the 1st. Check it on out. It's over at pfpprosper.com. pfpprosper.com. As a matter of fact, if you take action today on this Thursday, September the 17th, I know it's quick. I'm looking for my action seekers right now. If you take action today, it's the last day to get the early bird special for only 49 bucks. 49 buckaroos. When you check out, what you got to put in is Prosper TD 49. Prosper TD 49. If you do that, you're going to get the savings. It's only $99 regularly, but if you want the savings, act today. Hop over to pfpprosper.com, and then when you're checking out, Prosper TD 49 for the discount. My friends, I've got my Get Your Mind Right Now talk coming at you. We've got some unbelievable presentation with some of my fitness professional friends. It's going to be awesome. Take action today, and I'll see you there at the PFP Prosper 2020 virtual event.